Hi you guys, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to be working on the 18th in the December daily, and I know there are several pages that you haven't seen, and mostly it's because really nothing happened that day. So I was getting prepared to do this and was trying to get it so that it didn't take so long, so you weren't having to watch me do all the little bits and pieces. And so I started gluing things down and I'm like, wait a minute, Stephanie, you're not recording. So I'm recording. Now this is another collaboration with Jenny at Jen's Junk. I'm not sure exactly what her video is going to be about. We had talked about gingerbread stuff, maybe some gingerbread houses that her family was decorating. I'm not totally sure, but definitely go and check it out. She's doing her December daily using the Better Not Pout collection from Cheaply Chic. It's adorable. She's also doing giveaways on her December daily videos. She has a question somewhere in the video that she asks you, and you just have to answer the question in the comments, and she'll be doing drawings from that, just like a flat mail type of a thing. So definitely do that. Who knows what you might get? Something very cute. I am quite sure of that. She's also trying to reach 500 subbies, and she said she'll be doing a giveaway once she does. So consider subscribing. She's so much fun to listen to and watch, and I really like watching her. Very sweet. Anyway, so before we get started on this page, I thought I would just kind of do a recap. I believe I know where we left off on things that you haven't seen, but before we do that, I just got a message that I thought it was from my son, and I started reading it. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. It wasn't my son. The coloring contest that we did, you guys have been voting, and I really appreciate that. The winner is the reindeer, and that was done by McKenna, my son's girlfriend, so she will be really happy about that. She's asked a couple of times if the results were in, so, and then I'll tell you who did the others. So she gets the ribbon, and I'm just going to stick it right down to her picture. And I put the tally marks at the bottom of how many votes. So just in recap, I wrote underneath on what we did there. This was my daughter, Emily. My husband, Tim. He's the car guy, so that's why there's all the little extra stuff on there. This is my son, Colton. And this one was me. You guys didn't pick me. So anyway, so there's that. We've done these together. We did this together. I'm pretty sure that we did this together, and then here is where you haven't seen. For the 13th, I didn't do anything special that day. I made up a 12 Days of Christmas COVID song and wrote that down. Please understand that I am not making fun of COVID whatsoever, and it's not necessarily a funny song. It's just a here's what's been going on kind of a song. So I'll tell you what it says. On the first day of Christmas, 2020, not my true love, but on the first day of Christmas, 2020 gave to me a mask with an N95 rating. On the second day of Christmas, 2020 gave to me, and then I just started the list. 2 grumpy teenagers, 3 rolls of toilet paper, 4 Zoom meetings, 5 COVID tests, 6 parking lot graduations. My son graduated from high school in June in a parking lot. 7 Uber Eats deliveries, 8 extra pounds, 9 hours of online schooling, 10 more November elections, because who doesn't want more of that? 11 political posts. I left out the S. And 12 more guidelines from the CDC. Here's to a better 2020. So definitely know I am not making fun of COVID. I know people have gotten very horribly sick. I just thought, you know, it's just something to remember some of the things that we had to deal with during when this is something we don't have to think about anymore. In 20 years, I'll look back and go, oh, that's right, right? So not a funny thing. Okay, so this was the mixed media. I finished it off by adding a dictionary. I tore Christmas definition out of the dictionary and glued that down there. And then in my envelope, I put the 14th. I added a memory, and then on Dasher here, I wrote down what my mixed media prompts were. So there's that. And then here, I did another December daily. I did record it, but I decided not to upload it because I don't know that you guys would want to watch me doing this 2 times in a row. But I do like the way this one turned out. I think it's adorable. So that was fun. And I showed you, I recorded it, but just decided not to upload it. In that video that I recorded, I showed you that this is something that I saw on Pinterest. It was not my original idea. I just was using that image for my idea because, you know, it was really cute and I thought, why not? So anyway, and then the reason why I did this is because I built a snowman. And so it's hard to see, but I journaled a little bit about it up here. And here's me and my snowman. I did it all by myself because nobody wanted to play with me. Isn't that rude? And then later in the evening, these are kind of funky because they're nighttime pictures, but it started raining. So this is, you know, during the day. It snowed during the night. And then in the evening, it started raining. And this is my snowman. I looked out and it's hard to see, but here's the bottom. Here's the middle. I'm not sure where the head is, but its face is right here. And so that's this picture. I thought this was hilarious. There's I have a plastic carrot. There's rocks, and I don't know if you can see this right here, but it looks like a sad face. I thought that was funny. So the snowman was really sad that he melted. I hope you guys can see that. I just thought that was hilarious. So I blew it up. It's this part right here. And then I journaled on the back. And then on the 16th and 17th, nothing much went on. I just journaled about, you know, the day, just thoughts, that sort of thing. So here we are. I have everything prepared again, so hopefully it doesn't take too awful long. We're just a few days away from Christmas now. I am filming this on Monday. Oopsie. Whoa. And I'm trying to think of the things that I need to get done. I mean, most everything is finished and ready. But I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting. Like what we're going to eat for Christmas dinner? I have no idea. I don't want turkey again. Please, no turkey. I put down, I did this beforehand, but I wrote in the recipe so that you guys, again, weren't having to sit and watch me write, because that's just kind of silly. There's no point in that. The recipe turned out okay. They're edible, I suppose. They taste good, but they're kind of dry. And that could very well be because it's gluten-free flour. I don't know. And then I decorated, I saved one here in my craft room so I could show you a little bit more closely. But I decorated them with royal icing. And it could have used a lot more icing because they're so dry. But a decorator, I am not. And they ended up all cracked. And I don't really think they were supposed to be like that. The picture that I was, you know, looking at from the recipe, theirs were not cracked. So I don't know. Again, it could very well be the gluten-free flour. So, but it was fun and they smell really good, and I'll probably eat that one when I'm done with this video, but I'm thinking that I will make a cup of tea and dip it in the tea. With the extra dough, you know how when you're doing cookies and there's little bits left and you don't want to try and fit it into the cutter one more time? I just made a couple of round ones and I frosted them entirely with the royal icing, and they turned out, they were better that way. There isn't a whole lot of sugar in the cookie in comparison to other cookie recipes, because like if you just follow a regular like chocolate chip cookie recipe, I think it calls for like 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar and 3/4 of a cup of white sugar or something like that. It's plenty of sugar. But this recipe only called for 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and it was 3 cups of flour. And you know, like the chocolate chip cookie recipes call for like 2 cups or 2.5 or something like that. So I felt like it wasn't a lot of sugar. More sugar than I need to eat, but as far as the flavor goes, so the royal icing kind of sweetened those other ones up. So this picture is just of ingredients, because how exciting, you know? And my little gingerbread cookie cutter. When I was a kid, my mom had the one that has that fat belly. I never liked it. I always thought that that was a funny looking gingerbread man. She didn't make gingerbread cookies, but she did do sugar cookies. Okay, and so here they are coming out of the oven. Yeah, I remember asking my mom, how come we don't have gingerbread men, you know, at Christmas time? And she said, oh, you know, those kinds of cookies really aren't very good. You kids wouldn't like them. It was lies. It was all lies. I've told you before, it's a problem for me. I like every kind of sweet there is. And I really do like gingerbread. It's delicious. She also told me when I was little, I believe I've said this before, that I wouldn't like sweets as I got older. I wish that were the case. Sweets do really bad things to our bodies. I know that. And someday when I'm a grown-up and I can make better decisions, I might decide not to eat the sugar. But addiction, you know, is a powerful thing. Last winter, I decided to, no, it was during the summer. I decided, Stephanie, you're done. You are not eating sugar anymore. You're done. This is ridiculous. And so for about 3 weeks, I stopped. I did not have any sugar. I was even avoiding fruit. And it's just because I don't think there's anything wrong with fruit. Don't get me wrong. Some people think, you know, you shouldn't eat, you know, like keto diets and stuff like that. I'm not a extremist in any way. I will never be, because I can't stick to it. But I wasn't even eating fruit to try and get all the sugar out of me. In 3 weeks, I lost 9 pounds. And my joints quit hurting. It just really odd things. It was just like, wait a minute, because my knees hurt a lot. And, you know, I think it's very common for women to, like they sit down and they'll like fold their legs up underneath them. And I've always sat like that, like on the couch, and all of a sudden I can't do that anymore. I'll like fold my leg underneath and sit down on it, and when I get up I almost can't walk because my knee hurts so bad. It totally stopped. Just in 3 weeks, the inflammation inside of my body, it was like it was gone. But then it started calling my name. There were other things, you know, that started, because I was trying to follow a diet that was more healthy. And again, I just don't know about extremes. And so other things were funky. Like I was mad, which I know is sometimes a thing that people go through when they quit eating sugar. They, you know, are going through like withdrawal type of things. But I was really mad, and I was like, this is just not worth it. So I started eating the sugar again. But I'm totally a believer that it is not good for me. And like I said, someday when I grow up, I'll make better decisions. My mama told me so. By the way, my mother loves sugar too. So I wonder where I get it. It was one of those reward things when I was a kid. It was also like a comfort, you know, when things were not quite as they should be. You could always eat something. And so I, you know, learned for it to be comfort. And now I don't have a problem with my weight or anything like that. So even sometimes makes it a little bit harder to choose to stop, because all of the sugar that I eat doesn't make me gain weight. And so I'm like, well, that's okay. It's really not. Okay, so one of the things that I like to do sometimes is add paper edging. So I just use my Fisker's little punch, and I punched it out 2 times, and then I back it. And so like for this one, I already glued it down. I ink both sides so that when you line it up, you can always, it's never perfect, so you can always still see the white underneath when you do that. And so if you just ink up both sides, it kind of blends better. But so to make it like really sturdy and it's not going to fold over and stuff, so I double it up, and then it sticks out the other side, and I think that looks really cute. So I had glued that on before I realized that I was supposed to be doing a video of what I was making. So we'll go ahead and glue this one down. My paper is so crinkly that it does kind of take a lot of glue. I know that probably seems like a lot of glue, but it needs it. And then again, since it's crinkly, I'm just going to have to keep going over it to get it to stick. But I've done this in lots of journals. I did it before. I mean, my supplies are growing, and so I do have lace for trims and things like that. But when I first started doing this, I didn't. And so it was just another way of, you know, putting an edge or something cute poking out, you know, of the book. Probably could have come in just a little ways, but if I do, it's probably going to tear my paper. Okay, then I have I have these old stickers that I think are really cute, and there's a couple of gingerbread guys on there, so I thought I could stick them in a couple of places. There's no white edge on this, so I don't know why I'm doing that. There's a little white right there. And I might put a little glue just to be safe. And then there are, these actually have individual stickers in them. It looks like it's one big sticker, but it is not. I think I'm going to go on either side of my title. So if I make the gingerbread cookies next year, I might try a different flour, I don't know. But I will definitely frost the whole thing. I think that will make a difference. And you know, more sugar. Yum, yum. One more. Maybe in the future somebody's going to look at it and say, oh, Grandma Stephanie, I guess these were her best cookies. And they'll make them and they'll be like, those aren't very good. I did say they turned out kind of dry. So they'll know. I just put my glue bottle in an empty coffee cup that's hanging out down there. Okay, so there we go. I think it turned out really cute. We're getting there, you guys. We're getting there. So just a quick flip through. You know, they are really adorable. As you go page by page, you think, oh, you know, whatever. But then when you go back through, they're really cute. So there we are. Okay, so make sure you go over and watch Jenny at Jen's Junk and make a comment. Maybe you'll win something from one of her December daily giveaways. And subscribe to her channel if you like it. And you haven't subscribed yet, give her a thumbs up if you like the video. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.